Well, it will definitely make you lose weight, and kind of reminds me of that infomercial I once saw that said, "Lose all your weight," which would mean, I guess, stepping into an incinerator and just being cremated.
Oh yeah.
I guess you'd be down to a few ounces then, just the ashes that you have.
Yeah.
But you don't want to lose all your weight, obviously. You want to lose the fat, the excess fat that you have on. And actually, the fat fast diet that Atkins makes note of in his book is the fastest way to lose, which is even faster than starvation because that really slows your metabolism down. So the fat fast was 1,000 calories a day, with 90% of those calories coming from fat and 10% coming from protein. So I think it consisted of like cream cheese and macadamia nuts would be one of the regimens there. But, that's just an extreme way to lose the fat. And we're not into the extreme. We're into a healthy lifestyle, which means looking at food in a way that is not going to be causing conflict within you because I mean obviously people love cookies and who doesn't like the freshly baked chocolate chip cookies or peanut butter cookies or oatmeal raisin. I mean they're all really tasty, but
Hmm.
do they reflect a way of eating that is going to be something that you can maintain for a lifetime? Not necessarily.
No, but if you eat his cookies and you shell out whatever it was, a couple $100 a month, then you'll lose the weight and keep it off, right?
Yeah. Well, you'll lose the weight. You probably won't keep it off
That's true.
because maybe you'll become addicted to cookies. Maybe that's the goal.
Yeah, and then going back to my point earlier about you could just name any diet and call it a diet. And this is from the article. It says any diet that names one particular food or food group in its title, ice cream diet, whipped cream diet, low carb diet, is likely to be unbalanced and short lived, said Bonnie Taub Dix, national spokeswoman for American Dietetic Association.
Hmm.
So she's got a point there about all these fad diets and calling them, ice cream diet or beer diet or whatever. But that's interesting that she added in low carb diet with that because that's not really a fad and it's not a specific food. It's actually just a way of eating.
Yeah, we have a few bones to pick with the American Dietetic Association,
Yeah,
as well as the American Diabetes Association.
we should do a podcast on all the agencies with the letters.
Hmm. These institutions that actually keep people in states of unhealth, which is not about healthy mind, fit bodies. It's more about making revenue and keeping people on this assembly line into the doctor's offices
Yep.
because the high carb, lower fat diets are not really conducive to, living an independent lifestyle that you're healthy with, but rather having an assortment of issues that seem to be perpetuated by the way people are promoting these diets. So it's like you have these two extremes, the cookie diets that cause people to lose weight but also keep them kind of malnourished. And then the other side that says eat the typical grain based diet, the complex carbs, right? As long as they're complex, then they're fine. But that causes lots of insulin secretion and keeps people locked in a way of eating that is not conducive to weight loss or health.
Yeah.
So it depends on how you look at the way that they're trying to promote this diet. I guess if the cookies were similar to a nutrition bar and then you added in a healthy meal with that, certainly you could lose the weight. But what you want to do is actually eat real food most of the time. And that's explained in our book, obviously. We go through the different aspects of that and trying to kick your carbohydrate addiction. Because if you're just focused on eating cookies as a way to lose weight, that's not really kicking the carb addiction, is it?
No, I think it's encouraging that type of eating. I guess they want you to get addicted to their cookies and stay on their diet.
Me want cookie?
Me want cookie. But I look at it as if you don't have money and you start buying a bunch of good stuff, like really expensive stuff on credit cards, and you have like a nice car and a nice house and everything's on credit, well, it looks like you're doing really well. And it may even feel like you're doing well because you get to live in this great place, you can drive this fast car, but the underlying thing is you haven't been able to get yourself to the point where you can actually make that money. So it's all phony and it's going to collapse. So it's just like the diet thing. I mean, if you get on these fad diets like cookies, it sounds good and then you may lose the weight. You're probably going to lose some weight and you'll start feeling like, wow, I'm in shape, I'm losing weight. But ultimately, you haven't dealt with anything internally. And that's both the carbohydrate addiction, which most people have to some degree, And secondly, the psychological issues that we talk about a lot in our book. You can't really skip those steps and expect to have long-term weight loss or long-term fitness.